I have no enemies. A simple phrase that has taken over meme culture and has impacted millions of people over the past month or so. If you're not well versed in anime, this saying comes from the show called the Vinland Saga, and honestly, it's become one of my favorite animes over the last few years. But why would a 4-word phrase resonate with so many people? I think I may know the answer to that. Although on the surface it's just a meme, I genuinely think there's truth behind that statement and it could change the philosophies of many people. The main reason it could be popular is because of the villain arc. The villain arc is a phase people enter for the following reasons: a heartbreak, a betrayal, or some sort of bullying. Usually a response to being treated unfairly, or what people call nowadays a get back. In the so-called villain arc, people either go to the gym to improve their physiques and looks, or they take their jobs more seriously in order to increase their wealth and to make money moves, all in response to flex on an ex in order to get their vengeance on those who wronged them. It is true that a villain arc does encourage an individual to become more productive. There's no debate on that. But how long will it last for? That rage can't last forever. Is it good temporary fuel for some motivation? Absolutely, sure. But newsflash, Becky isn't going to care about you leveling up forever. She's probably focused on getting new D from Kyle and Devin down the street or something. Trust me, I know. Eventually, you'll move on and lose those feelings of resentment towards those who have hurt you. How will you feel then? Most people tend to get stuck after losing that revenge drive, almost as if they don't know what to do. That's where the phrase, "I have no enemies," comes into play. This statement is one that allows people to remain at peace, allowing people to have a serenity in the midst of storms and chaos. When we aren't pursuing revenge against others and focusing on ourselves and individual growth, we're content with personal effort and advancement. Rather, we don't allow our circumstances to dictate our mood, but we choose to focus on what we can control and what to do next in our life. The man who originally said this quote is Thors, and if you know him, he's the strongest in the Vinland Saga. If you follow the story, you'd also know that this man had ops left and right. Everyone had a bounty on his head, and yet, he was calm. What made him have such a philosophy when he had nothing but enemies? Well, I think it's more so a mindset. I think it's safe to say that everyone has encountered some sort of opposition within their lifetime. However, I think Thors approaches this with a pacifist mindset. I mean, obviously we've had some enemies, but we shouldn't have to be in opposition first. I think a quote from Tupac can explain this a bit better. He said, "Just because you lost me as a friend doesn't mean you gained me as an enemy. I'm bigger than that. I still want to see you eat, just not at my table." This quote is amazing as it gives insight on how we should live and treat each other. There's just gonna be people that we don't like, and that's totally normal. You can't like everyone, and not everyone is going to like you. However, just because we have differences in personality and ideology does not mean that we have to hate each other. We can still wish the best for each other and coexist without having to interact. Now, I ain't saying don't fight back against resistance when those occurrences happen. No, don't do that. But there are a few things that we should do instead. If something ain't a big deal, turn the other cheek. Don't hold something against someone if it's small. Just move on and don't be petty. Also, better yourself for you. Level up and become the best version so that you can live life at peace. Not to get back at anyone, not to be vengeful, not to hold hatred in your heart, but for you to simply improve from yesterday. Let me use myself as an example. In 2020, I began posting YouTube videos. People thought I was insane for even starting. I'm thankful for the few college friends that supported me at first, but I got so much doubt from peers left and right. You'd never make it. YouTube is too hard. Bro, it's too late to start a channel now, blah blah blah, the usual. At first, I wanted to be vengeful. I wanted to be like, yeah, I'll prove them all wrong one day. I'll be the biggest YouTuber ever and I'll rub it in their faces, all of them. Then they'll have no choice but to recognize me. But after a while, I lost all that resentment within myself because it goes away after so long. All that drive to get revenge disappears and now I'm back to normal. What's gonna push me to make videos now? What'll be my motivation if that motivation disappears? I had to step back and reflect on my own character. What should truly push me for success? Should it be others' opinions that push me forward, or should it just be myself? I just want to be good at YouTube for me, not them. I want to be someone's favorite YouTuber one day, but I'm not going to play this whole villain role to achieve that goal that I have. I'm going to do it for myself, so that my younger self can be proud of who I am today. I've made wonderful progress with my channel so far, and I thank God that I'm finally starting to get somewhere after so many years. I've had my highs and my lows, but in a way, I'm grateful for it because it kept me humble throughout my journey. You know what? Let me bring you into my personal life for a second so that I can drive the point home. The past 6 months in my life have been some of the hardest for your boy, and life has completely fallen apart. Lost my job, some close relationships, and motivation to make videos. I ever so wanted to take revenge, to get back at these people, prove these people wrong, but all that anger quickly changed to depression. I realized that I didn't have hate for these people, but that I kinda hated myself. I hated how my life drastically changed for the worse practically overnight and felt powerless about it. It was unfair. I stopped going to the gym, posting videos, talking to my family, and would just wallow at home. In my mind, it was as if the people that did me wrong won and I accepted defeat. It was then I remembered that quote of having no enemies. It changed my outlook and perspective on pretty much everything. I'm not going to waste my time proving others wrong, but rather I'm going to focus my attention on proving myself right, proving that I can achieve my goals. For me, not them. I believe that in order to reach that mindset, you shouldn't even label them as enemies. Perhaps they're obstacles that get in your way of what you want, but don't give them that power over you. Don't let people control your emotions and thoughts to the point that they live rent-free in your mind. Your mind is your strongest weapon and something that you have 100% control over. Also, I think life is too short for that. Life should be fun and positive, not worrisome and combative. Sure, we should fight for things that we love and care about, but not to the point that we engage and fight with others all the time. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Sorry if I got too personal, I was just trying to get my point across. But I want the best for you kings, as I usually say. Live life and love yourselves. Don't get caught up with people that antagonize and oppose you. They may exist, but don't let them bring the negative emotions from you. Don't let them be the ones to control and dictate how you should live. You should live on your own terms and choose to react to any situations the way you deem as fit. Life is too short to be consumed by negativity and thoughts. If there's any person on the planet that you should live for, it should be yourself. It's your life, right? In the words of A$AP Rocky, create, explore, expand, conquer. Not for anyone else, but for yourself, King. I think that's all I got for you today. So keep doing you and shine bright, because at the end of the day, no matter what, you have no enemies.